What's up, family? This is APW Talk, and today we're going to talk about how in the future all fiat currencies will be pegged to Bitcoin. But before we dive into it, please hit the like button. And if you already haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. So let's go ahead and dive into it, family. All currencies will be pegged to Bitcoin, says Price of Tomorrow author Jeff Booth. Highly likely Bitcoin will become the reserve currency. The author of The Price of Tomorrow, Why Deflation is the Key to an Abundant Future, Jeff Booth, has made the case that Bitcoin will become the world's reserve currency and all national currencies will eventually be pegged to Bitcoin. Booth published his book in January, detailing why we are due for a financial reset and a new economic framework. The entrepreneur also founded Canada-based technology company Build Direct, an online marketplace for home improvement products. In an interview with Cambridge House International, published last week, he discussed the current economic situation and why he is more bullish on Bitcoin than any other asset class. He began by explaining the consequences of what the Federal Reserve is doing right now. All the printing is going directly into asset prices, and it's being robbed from the greater economy, he described. What's coming next is MMT, helicopter money, and everything else. And once the Fed loses its credibility, then all bets are off in inflation, so the Treasury essentially will become the Fed and print money and can distribute that money to the population. And then you are going to lose currencies all over the world. Moreover, Booth predicts that interest rates are going to continue to go down until currencies fail, emphasizing that central banks are artificially keeping interest rates low. The Federal Reserve recently pledged to keep interest rates near zero for several years after it announced a policy shift to push up inflation. To preserve wealth in this environment, Booth diversifies and cautioned against putting all wealth in one asset class. While having both gold and Bitcoin in his investment portfolio, he affirmed, "I am more bullish on Bitcoin for a variety of reasons. I think it could be the new gold. Bitcoin works on a network effect," the popular author elaborated. Bitcoin should keep on growing, and I think one day other currencies will be pegged to Bitcoin. I think it's highly likely that Bitcoin becomes the reserve currency. He noted that gold is valued where it is for the exact same belief that it will be pegged to currencies, asserting that Bitcoin is a much better bet than gold, and more importantly, everyone's portfolio must include Bitcoin. In addition, when currencies break and safety becomes an issue, portability of gold is really difficult. He warned, adding that the portability alone of Bitcoin for safety reasons becomes paramount. When asked about the biggest challenge Bitcoin faces, he said government bans are the #1 concern. However, he expressed, "I see that as a very low probability because of game theory. So in a competitive world where every region needs to attract wealthy people, businesses, if regions ban it, other regions accept it faster." He outlined that if a country tries to stop Bitcoin, it creates more of an incentive for another country to accept it and build rules around it, pointing to Switzerland as an example. Booth also shared his view on the future of the stock market. The stock market is teetering. You feel like it's about to collapse, and that's all around stimulus. Without more stimulus, expect a downward spiral. If stimulus stopped, that downward spiral would take stocks down 80%, the author opined. However, he firmly believed that governments will not let this happen and will print their way out in order to prevent it. While his book highlights a more optimistic outlook since he wrote it shortly before the coronavirus crisis, Booth now sees a grimmer future, as trends have been accelerated by the COVID-19 pandemic. It accelerated the monetary easing, and now there's just a way out without a severe depression and banking failure, Booth added. Bitcoin becomes a really good choice to protect wealth and what's happening because it cannot be confiscated. I think Bitcoin will go up, largely up, like a macro thing. Yeah, family, so I know this was a long article, but it's very, very important what Mr. Booth is talking about. So just think about everything that's going on around the world when it comes to economic backdrops, COVID-19, what's happening to the dollar, and also currencies all around the world. Currencies all around the world hyperinflating. Now even the U.S. currency is inflating. We can see it. We can see what's going on with our food. Everything is becoming more expensive. Our living, rent, mortgage, our food. So it's very important to protect yourself. Hedge with hard assets. But while he's explaining Bitcoin is the future because everything is going digital. Bitcoin is also has better properties than gold when it comes to portability, being able to move it. You can send millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin to anywhere around the world without any bank stopping it or having to worry about transporting it like gold in mere seconds. You know, only way somebody can get your Bitcoin if they have your hard keys, your 12-word phrase. Rather than putting a gun to your head and just being able to knock you across the head and take your gold, nobody can just physically take your Bitcoin. So yeah, family, start to pay attention to these things when it happen in our economy. The dollar is turning into toilet paper. The government will continue to print money, print trillions of dollars of stimulus. And as soon as they stop, things are going to get real bad because now things have been proliferated because of COVID-19. So let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. Hit me up. Let me know what y'all think about Bitcoin but potentially becoming either the world reserve currency asset or one of the world reserve assets in the future. I think that it will be one of the reserve currency assets in the future. I think it will be a couple of them. I don't think it will be a main one, but I also do think Bitcoin could become the main one. But one thing I am sure about is it will rise dramatically in value in the future because of its hard qualities and become a digital gold and the currency and the native currency of the internet. But on that note, family, y'all know how we love to say we don't dive in the rabbit hole. We love to sleep in it. I hope all y'all check out my podcast. Link is in the description. APW Talk podcast on all podcast platforms. If you're interested in earning cryptocurrency or earning Bitcoin back off of purchases, check out my links in the description. I have all type of cryptocurrency links that can help you out in gaining crypto and Bitcoin for free. I hope all y'all having a great day or night wherever you are around the world. It's APW Talk. Peace out, family.